Hey guys, Lee Cole here. Thank you so much for buying one new client every week 2019. Today is the first working day of the year, is January the 2nd, and I'm so totally excited about helping you build a real business this year. I know a lot of you, because I got an amazing amount of feedback from people who had bought this. I know a lot of you are right where I thought you were. You're frustrated, you're buying lots of shiny objects, and there's nothing wrong with buying stuff. You have to buy tools, you have to buy training. It's just like I said on the free webinar, most folks don't know what to do with it. You don't know how to turn it into a real business. So, and that's what One New Client Every Week 2019 is all about. So, this is what I want you to do to get ready for our first webinar being on January the 8th. Number one, I want you to watch and hopefully rewatch the free webinar. It's in the members area. It's also on the sales page where you bought this from. I know it's 2 hours long, and I know it has an amazing amount of content in it. It's actually got more content in it than most of the stuff you've ever bought. But I know it's really thick with content, and that's why you need to probably watch it more than once. There's also on the sales page a link where you can download the PDF of the notes that I took, of my notes that I was going through actually on that webinar. You want to download that. You want to have that available, because that's really going to get you into understanding how these businesses work, how you need to structure your business, why you need to structure your business that way, and so that we can hit the ground running on January the 8th. I don't want to spend a lot of time on that first webinar repeating myself. I'm not technically against repeating myself. I just think it's a huge waste of time for you. We have so much to cover. We got 4 webinars, and I'm going to show you how to build a real freaking business that will actually take you from where you are to where you want to go. And I'm going to show you how to do that in 4 webinars. I don't have time to waste. Each of those webinars is going to be jam-packed, especially the way that I'm doing the webinars. So watch the free video again. Again, it's in the members area. Just, watch it. I hope you watch it a couple of times. Don't expect me to go back and go over that stuff. Again, I might hit it. I might hit a high point here or there. I might just remind you at the beginning of the webinar, we covered this, we covered that, we covered that, but bam, I'm gone. And you need to keep up, because I'm not repeating myself. You got it? I don't think that's fair to people that pay me money for stuff, for me to just sit there and tell you the same stuff that I told you. I really don't think that's fair. The webinars will be recorded. They will be put in the same members area. They will be there for you to access. Let's see what else I got on my notes. I'm really serious about giving you some information before we hit January the 8th, because I want you to be totally prepared for what we're doing. Also, probably not today, because I'm super busy getting back to the grind. I'm going to be sending you a form. Now, this isn't really going to be a form. It's probably going to be a Word document, but I'm going to be sending you a form with a bunch of questions. And those are questions about your business, what you know how to sell, what you want to sell, because everybody who bought this is in a different place, and that's just fine. You can be in a different place. Let's take the idea of you buying a system, a method to sell XYZ to ABC type of businesses. That's good stuff to learn how to do stuff, but let's take that whole business model, because it's not really a business model, and just throw it away, because it doesn't work. All right, that kind of thing, buying a system, buying a method, I explained this on the free webinar, that kind of thing works to help you understand how internet marketing works and help you understand how to create a certain outcome for your clients, but it doesn't work for business building. All right, I think I made that point really clear on the free webinar. But the form that I'm going to be sending you, it's got a bunch of questions. I want you to send that back. All right, I want you to fill it out and send that back. Now, if you don't fill it out and don't send it back, I'm not your mommy. You dig? I'm not going to be hounding you. You paid me for this, and with love. I don't really care if you are on the webinars, look at the webinars, take me up on everything that I'm going to give you, bring your mic to the webinars so you can talk to me on hot seats, review the webinars, do the homework, blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's on you. You're an adult, theoretically. I know, a little tough love, right? But that's kind of like the way I am. That part's on you. Okay, so I'm doing my part. I'm giving this 110%. I'm 200%. I'm going to send you this form, i.e. Word document, and you can open it. If you don't have Word, you can open it up with OpenOffice, or if you got Mac, you can open it up with whatever the heck y'all Mac people use. We actually have a Mac in our business. I just don't use it. But open that up, fill it out, send it back to me, and that will prepare me to help you. Now, you know, there may be some back and forth this week. This is the second. Our first webinar is on the 8th, so that's 6 days. There may be a little back and forth between me and you if I don't understand something. There's not always going to be some back and forth. So if you don't hear back from me, that's cool. That means that you did it right. But if you do hear back from me, that means you screwed up somehow, all right? Or you're screwing off, and I don't think you've done what you need to do. You haven't dug deep enough into what you need to do in order to get ready to hit the ground running on January the 8th. We're going to start exactly where I told you we're going to start on the free webinar on January the 8th. Creating your recurring income product. There's a bunch of stuff that needs to go into that. You know, you begin with the end in mind, right? I already said that. In general, there are two things going on. One, you need to create a recurring income product that your market's going to want to buy. How do you do that? A lot of common sense. This is part of what I'm going to help you with. But sometimes, honestly, it's a little hit and miss. All right, and it's just, you know, you have to kind of dial these businesses in. All right, you think you're going to sell something, you go out and sell it. You sell a few, but you feel some resistance from the market. You get some feedback from the people you're talking to, the business owners, and you think, you know what, if I tweak that product a little bit, it's going to sell better. That's par for the course, okay? So our goal here is to have that initial recurring income product that you can go out and start to sell via the plan that I've given you, and start to sell, and something that you can tweak, something that you can dial in to where it's converting better, et cetera, et cetera. But none of that's going to happen if you don't have the recurring income product in the first place. So you got to start. You got to think about. I want you to think about during these next 6 days, what is my recurring income product? So if you don't understand what I'm talking about by recurring income product, I'm talking about a service that you can sell a business owner where they're going to pay you monthly for that service. Okay, leads, citation building. I mean, we talked about a ton of stuff on the free webinar. Again, I don't want to repeat myself too much, but you've got to think through that, all right? Here's the other thing about the recurring income product. You have to be able to fulfill it. I know a lot of you guys, because, you know, you'll buy a method for this or a system for that, and you've never done the this or that. And so you naturally, because you're ethical creatures, you naturally have some resistance to going out and telling people, hey, I can get you in the 3-box, snack pack, whatever the hell you want to call it. Hey, I can get you, you know, higher up in Google, when in point of fact, you've never done that. All right? Because you're an ethical person. You're not a con artist. Okay? So you need to be able to do what you tell people that you can do. Because when you can do that, when you have confidence in what you can do, then you have confidence in the selling process. You have confidence in, you understand the value of what you've got, and you really feel like, I am bringing something of deep value to these business owners that's really going to help their business, okay? And I can do this. I feel confident in what I can fulfill. So the recurring income product needs to not only be something the market wants, it needs to be something that you can do. And actually, there's a third thing we need to add to this. You need to, and this is going to hurt, but I'm telling you the God's honest truth. Look, if you want to bail on me, that's fine. You can get a refund up until the moment the first webinar starts. I stated that on the sales letter. I stated that on the free webinar. That's fair. This is live training. I'm bringing it. I'm giving you more value than you've ever gotten from anybody about anything, and I know that, and you know that. But if I say that's the whole reason I'm trying to give you so much information beforehand. If I say something that, whoa, Lee, that's too much. I can't do that. I would rather just be a comfortable failure. I know that was a little harsh, but I would rather do that than change, than grow, than really get that business I want. I would rather just wake up every morning, feel like crap about myself, than actually get on the stick and do something, and I want my money back. That's fine. I'll give it back to you. No problem. It's a couple of little clicks on the dashboard there. You'd be crazy to do that, but if you're self-destructive, go for it. But do that before the beginning of the first webinar, because here's the deal: that recurring income. This is where I was going with that. That recurring income product. You need to have an example of having done what you're selling for the recurring income product. Now that's a little problematic sometimes because how could you have an example of citation building? Citations where you take the NAP, the name, address, and phone number, and make that occur on other sites, right? Okay, so that's a little amorphous. That's actually it's not really abstract. It's just hard to pin down and show somebody something. But you need to come as close as you can to having something to show somebody. Now, I want to make sure you understand this. If you're new, if you've never had any clients and never had any success, don't think, don't get into that chicken and egg fallacy of I can't sell anything because I've never sold anything. I can't do this because nobody's ever bought anything. I can't show anybody anything because I don't have anything to show. That's crap. We all started there. So if that's you, if you legitimately can't show somebody what you've done, et cetera, if that just blows your mind, or it's just like the citation building thing. If you just can't, surely you could figure out how to take a directory and go to some business that's not even a client and take their name, address, and phone number and put it on the freaking directory. Surely you could do that, right? That you could just do that for free if you want to, or if you need to pay the directory a little bit, you could pay a directory to do that. You could pay some website somewhere to do that. You can create a citation. It doesn't have to be for your client. See what I'm saying? So kind of think outside the box. Don't do anything unethical. We're not about that. But I want you to, as close as you can, and you do not have to have this done before the 8th, but I want you to be thinking about it. I want you to, as close as you can, get an example of what you want to sell on a monthly basis. All right? Content's a great thing. Let's say that you're selling websites. That's going to be your front-end product. It's a beautiful product, by the way, hint, hint. But let's say your front-end product is going to be selling websites, and you want to do content marketing after you sell the website to somebody. That's a beautiful recurring product, a recurring income product for you, and it provides massive benefit for the buyer. Well, what kind of content? Okay, see what I'm saying? LinkedIn status update, Twitter tweets, Instagram posts. Is it social media content, or is it longer, like blogging content? Guest posting is it's a fabulous way of creating. Guys, I'm laying golden eggs all over the place. I hope you're listening. Guest posting is a fabulous recurring income content thingamabob that you can sell a business. You don't have to be a writer. Go to Fiverr and hire somebody to write the damn thing for you. Okay, but it would be written by your ghostwriter, or the person on Fiverr is a ghostwriter for you, who's a ghostwriter for the client, right? So written by the client, popped up on some sort of hopefully higher traffic website. Don't have to worry about that too much, but higher traffic website, and it's all about the services that, all about something about that client, right? Something that they do. So like if your client's the proverbial dentist, Invisalign teeth, what is, teeth straightening out stuff, that kind of thing. Well, just write an article about that, go get that posted somewhere, all right? And make it from a fictitious client if you have to. Just make up a business name. I mean, literally, you can do that. Or just make it from you. Who cares, right? So I'm saying, for your example, for something to show someone, all right? It is so much easier to sell when you're not talking to someone abstractly. I'm talking to you, I can do all this stuff, XYZ, it's kind of abstract, to where you can, like you're on a Zoom meeting or something like that, or you're in person in Starbucks, you can turn your laptop around and say, see that thing? I'm doing that for you. That's cool, right? I'm doing that for you. Okay, so we're going to do X number of these things per month, and here's the cost of that. And, where you can show. I call that show and sell, right? That is a very, very potent way and very, very easy way for anybody to sell something. It is so simple, it almost sounds simplistic, like, Lee, that can't really be a thing because it's too simple. That's BS. This is one of the most beautiful ways of selling ever invented, where you show somebody, this thing is what I'm selling you, okay? And if you think about it, retail stores do this all the time, right? You walk by a hair salon, they have pictures of, people with great hair. You walk by a shoe store, they have shoes in the window. You walk by a department store, they don't really have department stores anymore. This is showing my age, but back in the day when you used to walk by a department store, they would have windows with, display windows. You walk into the store, they have displays, they show stuff. That's not just so they have the stuff for you to pick it up and buy it. It's so you can see it. You can see what you're buying. Go to Amazon. They have that little thing where you click through the pictures and, you want to buy a pair of shoes, where you get to see the shoes from different angles. Show and sell. It's very potent. The closer you can get to something to show somebody, hey, this is what I'm selling you, the better off you're going to be. Does two things. One, it gives you confidence. It makes it so much easier for them to buy, right? So I want you to think of your recurring income product. What would that be? Look, if you screw, Lee, I just don't know what to do. I'm going to screw. Fine, do it anyway. I'm going to straighten you out. That's why I'm sending you the form. You're going to write all this stuff down for me. I'm actually going to read. I sold way more of these than I thought I would. I'm happy to do that, but I'm going to be super busy over the next couple of weeks helping you guys, which is fine. I like that. But, if you've screwed up on the recurring income product, like I read that and think, that's stupid, that's never going to work, but here's an idea related to that that'll work. That's why you're telling me what you're doing, so that I'm not just talking to you on a stupid webinar. You got it? So that there's some actual coaching going on. And get as close as you can to having an example of that thing you're selling, or part of the thing. Just start thinking about that. How are you going to create that? All right. See what else I got for you. I got a list here on my phone. Bring your mic to the webinar. Okay? These webinars might be long. Seriously. Bring your mic to the webinar. I mean, be prepared, focus, arrive on time, focus. Get rid of all the windows, get rid of the phone, get rid of the spouse, get rid of the dog. Focus. Because these things we're hitting the ground running, all right? The webinar will be tons of information about this, and then hot seats. Stay for the hot seats. Just because, now I won't be able to do a hot seat for everybody on the webinar. I'm going to pick and choose. How I'm going to pick and choose, I don't know. It might be random. It might be according to who asked me what questions. I don't know. I'll just do my best. But basically, I want to talk to enough folks live on the webinar on Hot Seats to where I've covered every question that everybody has, so that even if you don't get talked to, you're hearing somebody else, oh yeah, man, that's what I was wondering about, and Mary asked that, and Lee answered that. I'm good to go. I don't need to talk to Lee anymore. That kind of thing. That's what we want. We want to cover the bases there. But bring your mic. Be prepared to talk. That's going to be a lot of the benefit, not all, but a lot of the benefit for you. I think that's it. I think that is literally what I wanted you to know today. And again, form coming hopefully tomorrow, if not the next day. Probably should be tomorrow. And I'm excited. I mean, you can tell I'm just like jumping out of my skin excited. I hope you're excited. This is going to change things for you. So, January the 8th, be there, 3 o'clock Eastern time. You've already been registered. You should have gotten a thing back from GoToWebinar. If not, log into the members area. The registration link's actually there. You can register yourself. If you're confused about anything, hit us up in support. The support link is in the members area. Thank you so much, and talk to you very, very soon.